Surprise, surprise, not everybody loves or appreciates the country they move to or are about to move to.
Hi, my name is Jasmine. My husband Gozie and I are expats who have lived in both India and Morocco. I love to travel, and when I can, I love trying new foods too.
And today, I am sharing 5 ways to love and appreciate the country you move to. Let's jump right into our first point, which is to be open-minded. Don't overanalyze everything about your adoptive country. There are things you might have to relearn or unlearn, and that does come at the responsibility of you. And I feel like when we move to another country, it's easy for us to overanalyze how people do X thing, or even how a whole country or cultures or groups of people do certain things that are different than the way that we've been used to doing them. You want to be open to the ways that people do things in your adoptive country and slowly incorporate different habits, customs, and traditions into your everyday life, because it'll make you, one, feel like you are accepting of the culture and customs and country that you're living in, and it'll make you feel like you belong in that space, and you start to cultivate this identity that really encompasses where you are. A way to really appreciate the country that you're living in or that you're about to live in is to adapt a sense of independence. Take yourself on solo dates, go on solo trips, really just be okay with hanging out with yourself, because once you do that, you will realize how amazing you are, and you will be able to adapt a little easier to your adoptive country without feeling like you need somebody else there with you to do everything with. What if your spouse or family members don't want to do the things that you want to do? What if they don't drink coffee but you want to check out all the coffee shops? Don't limit what other people don't want to do. Prevent you from exploring this new country, because you will miss out, I promise you, if you don't just decide today that you're going to explore, that you're going to do something for yourself and by yourself. You will be stuck, and it will be really hard for you to accept and appreciate the country that you're living in. Acceptance can also come in the form of being open to allowing people from that country into your personal life. I get the apprehension that we might feel about strangers and people we don't really know just being a part of our lives like we do in the United States. It is honestly a blessing to find people abroad that really just want to be a part of your life in ways that make you feel comfortable wanting to be a part of their lives as well. And honestly, those relationships could blossom into family members that you didn't know that you needed or could have in another country, especially for a person like me being so far away from family in the States. Having a support system a little closer to me from friends that maybe I've met at church or groups or I don't know, just outside of work in general is such a blessing. I can't express it enough. I feel like the people that I met in India really became family. I miss them so much. And if you're watching this, you know who you are. But it was just such a blessing to know that I had family basically that were not too far away if I needed them, and I was the same for them if they needed me. Appreciating where you currently live might come in the form of allowing friends and family that are close, of course, to come visit you while abroad. Doing this will give you a sense of home away from home. You won't necessarily feel like you're missing out on so much back home, because a piece of home will be there with you. And it's just nice having people visit you that you really care about and that really care about you. But not everybody can visit. I'm gonna put that out there now. Not everybody can visit. So we're just gonna say it like that. What's really nice about having people visit you while you're living abroad is you get to show them all of the cool places you've discovered and love. And I think in doing that will really foster this new level of appreciation that you might not have had just keeping those places and experiences to yourself. And I highly recommend that you extend that offer to people that you care about and that care about you, to give them a glimpse of what your life is like abroad and new experiences that you can share with them. Last thing I'm gonna say is I want you to make your apartment or home abroad home. And this is something I have to admit that I've never fully done. I've now lived in 2 apartments abroad, and both times I get to the space and I'm like, okay, like I've brought all this stuff from my previous life, my previous apartment, and I guess we'll just figure out how to make it work. But I've never had an apartment that I've really cultivated as my own and my own sanctuary. It's always been just bits and pieces of things that I find that are makeshift. What I've realized over this past year or so is I spend a lot more of my time at home, even if my home is abroad, than traveling. And sometimes I look forward to traveling because I want to change up the scenery. And I'm giving myself this advice as well as you. Make your home abroad your home. It's so important to do so. Even if you're only staying for 6 months to a year, that means you have 6 months to devote to being in a place that you can call your oasis, that you can call your home. So that is it. 5 ways to appreciate the country you move to as well as your home. I snuck that in there at the end. If you have any more tips on how we as expats can love and appreciate the countries we move to, leave your comments down below. And of course, if you like this video, let me know. Give it a thumbs up, and of course subscribe so you don't miss out on a future upload. So now I think I need to update my Pinterest board. I'm seeing design aesthetics in my future. I'm thinking wicker, I'm thinking plants, I'm thinking all of it. Let's do it.